UFC. I am the greatest combat athlete of all time.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Henry Cejudo here, aka Triple C. You guys, welcome to this episode of Tell the Tape, where I'm going to be dissecting Gilbert Burns versus Belal Muhammad. Guys, this wouldn't be possible without our sponsors, Cookie Co. When you guys want to indulge, you guys want all natural ingredients, you guys make sure to go to your Cookie Co. company store near you, or go to cookieco.com to get your munchie on. Gilbert Burns versus Belal Muhammad. Guys, if anybody really saved the card, it was Gilbert Burns and Belal Muhammad. I mean, these guys were able to really save this card by matching up together, by saying, hey, not only do we want to fight, but let's make it a 5-rounder. I'm going to analyze their strengths, their weaknesses, their opportunities, and their threats. Anyhow, guys, enough talk. Let's dissect the number one contenders. Let's go to the big screen. So here we have it, Tell the Tape. Belal Muhammad number 4 versus Gilbert Burns number 5. Man, these guys are so similar in records. 22-5, 22-3, 1 no contest. The only one was when he got poked in the eye with Leon Edwards. 5 KOs, 1 submission. 6 KOs, 9 submissions. This is where I feel what makes Gilbert Burns a little more dangerous in this aspect. His experience of having 15 fights of you strangling or stopping somebody, and that carries a lot of juice. You know, 5'10", 5'11", you know, the reach advantage for Belal Muhammad, age 34 to age 36. But without further ado, let's start off with the number 4 seed, Belal Muhammad. Belal Muhammad, his strength. His number 1 strength when I think of Belal Muhammad is his tenacity. He's a tenacious human. When he's on you, yeah, I see a lot of Khabib in this dude. I think if there's anybody that really resembles Khabib, even like their fight stance, the way they go and they try to get takedowns, Belal Muhammad approaches that. He's a freestyle fighter, just like Khabib. He doesn't necessarily have a traditional stance or fakes or feints. He'll be in your face, he'll move, and then he'll make a decision on what is it that he wants to do. He's a freestyler, right? What makes him good is his damn wrestling. And I know he studied a little bit of Khabib. And typically what they'll do is they'll literally run at you, and then they'll penetrate as they get closer. So they'll run, right? Literally run, moving their feet, which a lot of coaches don't teach. That's something that I've been able to develop, taking that from Khabib and from Belal, is they'll run, get closer to you, and then they'll start the level changing process. But he has the 4th most takedowns among active welterweights right now with 34. In other words, this man is looking to he's looking to take all his opponents down. His strength and his toughness. He's just a tough human. You know, from law school, from foregoing that to choosing, you know, the sport of mixed martial arts. I mean, this man, he has an incredible story. He could have been in the Supreme Court someday in his life, but he decided to choose the toughness in the sport of mixed martial arts. The chip on his shoulder. And I talk about the chip on his shoulder a lot. You know, him being overlooked, him, you know, going on Twitter rants, going on Instagram rants, and, you know, trying to build fights and develop fights, calling out Kamaru Usman, calling out everybody and everybody under the sun. Like this man, just like Gilbert Burns, he was willing to fight Hamza Chimaev. So I feel like a lot of these traits that he has is what makes somebody like Belal Muhammad an extremely dangerous fighter. These are his strengths, but now let's guess what, guys? Let's get to the nitty-gritty. Let's get to his weaknesses. Belal Muhammad's weaknesses. He hasn't really fought the toughest, highest level competition. He hasn't fought the toughest competitions. The toughest fight that I could honestly say, and I thought Sean Brady was going to do a little bit better than that, but Belal Muhammad took his soul. You see, he hasn't fought a Kobe Covington. He hasn't fought a Hamza Chimaev. He hasn't fought Gilbert Burns until now. He hasn't fought those top 5 guys just yet. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's finally getting his own opportunity now. Sometimes his technique could be a little raw, and that comes with the strength of being a freestyle fighter. You don't have a base. My biggest question is, Belal, what happens when you can't take an opponent down? Will the wrestling still keep working? You know, you can be a freestyle fighter, but it's also important to have other bags in the trick too. You know, do you have one solid base that could really overwhelm and take over your opponent? Because if you don't, you could possibly be in trouble. You know, lots of decisions. 11 of his last 14 fights have been in decisions, which says is more likely he needs to get accustomed to finishing fights. You know, you gotta get accustomed to like just ripping people. Like I know you got a little bit of taste when you beat Sean Brady, but you gotta remember what that feels like, because you can start putting people away and start thinking of it that way. You know, a lot of his strengths, a lot of his weaknesses. I mean, sometimes even your strengths could be your weaknesses. It's a trip, but that's just the way I see it. But without further ado, let's get to Gilbert Burns. I said before, Gilbert Burns. I mean, I would think this dude would be an American about as wide as this damn wall. Maybe not this wall, but that wall. His strengths, elite grappling, top control. Gilbert Burns, his takedowns too have gone so much better. His timing to getting that double leg that he does. And then once he gets you on the ground, you do not want a guy like Gilbert Burns on top of you. That dude has nasty control, knows how to use his leverage with elite grappling, and he's very versatile. Versatile with his techniques. He'll go armbar, he'll go triangle, he'll go Americana. The dude has a Rolodex of different techniques that he can hit, and he's not afraid to do it because of the experience that he has in the sport of jiu-jitsu. His spirit of being fearless, fighting a Khamzat Chimaev when nobody wanted to fight Khamzat Chimaev. That's the man that raised it. I'll do it. And almost won and really beat him. And it came down to the third round. You know, that was his biggest thing. And as I said before, kind of like Belal Muhammad, is he's got that chip on his shoulder. Gilbert Burns has that chip on his shoulder that he wants to be a world champion so bad that he's willing to take this fight on short notice to be able to say, hey, I'll do it. And not only will I do it, but I'll do it for 5 rounds. You know, Belal Muhammad, are you with me? And they both agreed. His experience in grappling and in MMA. Experience is everything, guys. At the highest level, became a world champion in the sport of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You know, there's only one thing left, is him to conquer that mountain and have that UFC strap around his waist. But as much as he has strengths, I also have to go to his weaknesses. Weaknesses. Strike and defense. He'll throw wide, and we saw it with Masvidal again too, and he'll leave his head stationary. You know, it's like he'll leave it there. You know, you can throw wide, but if Gilbert's able to just tilt that head just a little bit, he'll be able to kind of really dissect and really adjust to his fighting accordingly. Yeah, he's been knocked out. He's been knocked down 7 times. You know, the chin will eventually go out. You know, toughness, that's not the way to be tough. So his defensive skills, and the biggest thing for me is his composure. His composure. I know my producer put the Usman fight, but really his composure, he needs to control that. When he's tired, you can tell he's fatigued. He's got a lot of muscle, and he carries that his hands are down. You can see it in his face. I saw that, and I told him that with this fight with Khamzat Chimaev, you need to be here. You need to weather that storm and be okay, even if you're not okay. Too eager to stand and trade. Pride, ego. You have this beautiful jiu-jitsu, invest more in it, especially if you're hurt. Especially if you're losing the war with the hands. You got those takedowns. You see, as Gilbert Burns has strengths, he also has weaknesses. So I'm not here to pick on Gilbert, but I'm also here to give an honest assessment on what is it that I feel that he could potentially work on before his fight on May 6th. But without further ado, let's take it back to tail the tape. Strikes landed per minute. Give it to Belal. Takedowns per 15 minutes. You gotta give it to Belal. Takedown defense. Belal. Submission average. And then finally it goes to Gilbert Burns. I mean, what does this tell you? This isn't 100% correct. You know, because it is the sport of mixed martial arts. And the fact that Belal Muhammad hasn't fought the toughest competition. Like a guy like Gilbert Burns has. You know, he's fought Kamaru Usman. He's fought Hamza Chimaev, Masvidal, Wonder Boy. I mean, it's a rap sheet of nothing but killers. You see, the stats really don't mean anything, but the only thing that I could say is I really don't have a winner. Because you know what? Ali would kill me if I was to pick one of these two. But this right here, this fight for you guys is up to you fans. I know these guys personally as much as they're probably going to be upset because I kind of gave away a little bit of their weaknesses. But to me, it's up for grabs. To me, it's up for grabs. I think this is the fight that's going to be the #1 contender for the 170-pound weight class. Winner of Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards. The winner of this fight gets the next title shot. And I do believe that the winner of this fight more likely could be the next champion. It really could. But that being said, I think both of these guys, the fact that they stepped in last, a 3-week notice to be able to make UFC 288 complete, I mean, they earned both of my respects. I did want to pick one. I did have one in mind, but I'm going to keep that to myself. So for that reason, you know who wins? Is all you damn fans, because you guys are going to see a 5-round war that's not even the main event where they're actually going to fight and they're going to get down and dirty. Guys, this wouldn't be possible without our sponsor. That's right. When you guys want to indulge, when you guys have the munchies, you guys love cinnamon swirl peanut butter cup. God, my mouth is getting watery. After weigh-ins, I'm going to Cookie Co. So you guys make sure to go to cookieco.com and find the nearest store near you. I'm your host, Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C, and I hope you guys enjoyed Tell the Tape, and we are out. So thank you guys again for watching. It means a lot to me. So you guys remember, there's more breakdowns, there's more technique, there's more tactics, and there's definitely more cringe. So make sure to subscribe and click on that button. I'm out!